Kansai Kollective. West side of Japan, we out here coolin', Zane and Nessa got connections. We know you got questions.
Well, anyway, jumping right back in. Thank you again for joining us for another episode of the Kansai Collective. It's Ace Questenberry. Joining me, my co-host, Mr. Scorpion to the right.
Scorpion, get over here.
Get over here, fatality.
To Kansai.
Get over here to Okay, there's our new slogan of the week. Get over here to Kansai Collective, where we have plenty of content for the Kansai area. Zane, how you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling great, man. I got this beautiful new studio light shining on my swag. It's feeling good.
It's beautiful here. We're joined today with our producer, as always.
Yes.
Big man Aaron making it happen for us.
He actually looks like a producer.
I wish.
What does a producer look like?
When you guys think of a producer, what does it look like? Because I guarantee Aaron is the...
They definitely have on black.
But anyway, enough about him. We're joined with us with the guest, the man to the left.
Yes.
Good buddy. Tommy, introduce yourself, good sir. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Take it away, man.
What do you want me to say?
Who are you? What are you doing here? Anything else is fine.
My name's Tommy. I guess I'm here in Japan, like everyone else, because we like anime.
That is false.
Hentai.
That is not a fact.
Tommy, we're joined by Tommy. Tommy, I was introduced to Tommy maybe probably a year ago. I think it was Halloween. I think I met you the first time.
Oh, that's a
fact. I was introduced by you.
Wow,
Halloween, yeah. Tommy is a master of many arts, in particular, a few things I'm sure he'll get into as the episode goes on. But Tommy, how long have you been here in Kansai?
Kansai 2.5 years. So
yeah,
So
long.
not long after I actually met you. I
yeah,
think so, that you were here.
maybe.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where were you before?
So I'm from Australia.
There we go. Now we're pulling out the details.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm from Australia, and I came to Kansai 2 years ago. I was in Nara for a bit. I lived in various parts in Nara. I was in Katsuragi City and
Katsuragi.
Kashihara City.
Oh, you was in Kashihara. That's a gem that a lot of people don't know about.
I know nothing about Nara.
Yeah.
So you guys
Oh my
Nara,
God.
geek out on Nara. Let me know.
No, Nara has tons of gems that that a lot of people sleep on. A lot of people focus on Kyoto, but Nara was the first capital. So they have a lot of temples. They have the oldest
spiritual heartland.
Yo, they have the oldest wooden building in the world, bro.
The world. Have you been there?
Horyuji.
Yeah, Horyuji. Yeah, a long time ago.
How was it?
It's not bad. It's pretty old. It's
Wooden?
It's quite woody. Yeah.
Now, I met Tommy maybe, I guess, a little right before Halloween.
How long before I had met you guys Halloween night did you know each other?
Not that long, man. A mutual friend of ours, Artur, who I love dearly, he is now in Tokyo. He was like, yo, there's this guy that I think you'd really vibe with. And Tommy, he was throwing a tea meetup.
Tea party.
A tea party.
Let's call it a tea party.
Call it as it is, man. It was a tea party.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, like, what did you do? Let's hear from you, bro. What did you do with these tea parties? How did you, set those up?
Okay, so after Kashihara, I moved to Osaka, and I started doing these tea meetups, and that's the first time I met Zane.
Why?
I guess I wanted to do maybe a Chinese tea business in Japan. That was what I was
Very
thinking
cool.
initially. And so I just started a tea meetup just to see how it goes, kind of trial it out.
What's the difference of Chinese tea and Japanese tea?
That's a very good question.
There's so many types, aren't there?
I mean, Japanese tea, they mainly just drink green tea, matcha, whereas with Chinese tea, there's a lot more variety. There's they normally say there's 5 kinds of Chinese tea. There's oolong, there's pu'er tea, red tea, white tea. Black. No, they call black tea red tea. It's been red. Yeah,
It's red, not black.
and I think yellow tea maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you get into Chinese tea and not Japanese?
That's a good question.
Zane with the
Yeah,
questions.
yeah,
Interview
yeah.
Zane. Going
This is
on.
you guys. This is one of my really good
It's
friends.
the headband,
Yeah.
bro. He's got his
Yes,
thinking,
Don't
his
say
thinking
harnessing.
cap on. The thinking cap working overtime.
So Japanese tea is quite limited to mostly just green tea. So they only mainly just drink green tea in Japan. Whereas yeah, as I said, Chinese tea,
The
a lot of
purest
variety.
form.
I
So
like puer tea, and there's a lot more depth in it.
Poor as in like poor, or poor as in like I'm poor.
I am poor, but also puer tea as in
As in like pour over.
puer tea.
Pure.
So, Tommy's like a box o fun. You got to just keep going deeper to pull out all the interesting
Gotta
stuff.
pull out all the different parts of them.
So,
Slowly but
surely.
you dibble dabble in Chinese tea,
Yeah.
but one
dabble?
time I hit up Tommy and I'm like, "Yo, bro, where you at?" He's like, "Yo, I'm on this tea farm and I'm working on the tea." I'm like, "What?"
Oh man,
Can
he's just
you-
a farmer.
Can you go into that
Tell
experience?
us about your farming background, good sir.
Okay, so I did a bit of woofing, which stands for
Fire.
Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. So
Put that down. That's another way for you to get into Japan.
Woof.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who come to Japan specifically to do woofing. It's like you get to stay on farms, and you get to stay there for free. You get free accommodation in exchange for 6 hours of work. And you get to like
Slave
kind
gang.
of experience a lot of different parts of Japan that you don't normally see, like all in the countrysides. And like most people that come to Japan, they just come to like Osaka, or whatever. But yeah, you get to experience a lot of different things.
So was it just one woofing experience, or have you done a couple different spots, or?
Yeah, I've done a couple spots. Like one of my memorable ones was in Totori Prefecture.
Wow.
Is that that's where the sand dunes are?
Yep.
Yeah,
Right,
the sand
right.
dunes, yeah.
So Totori, if you go west of Osaka into the Hyogo area, I think it's like far west Hyogo. I'm
Yes,
not
it
sure,
is.
but
Very.
go west into Hyogo and then go all the way north up to the northern coast, and you have Totori, and it's famous for its sand dunes. You wouldn't expect it to be.
And
in
the
Japan.
seafood.
And the seafood. Anything
And
on
it's
the
old
coast.
people.
And
Old
the
people.
old people sand and fish. That's Totori. Check it out.
It's the smallest population prefecture in Japan.
Wow.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
And you with the
So-
facts.
So what was it like being on a farm out there?
Yeah, so I stayed with this like Japanese family, and they were living like a really self-sustainable lifestyle. They grow their own vegetables. He was actually like a Shoto dude, like he was an artist.
Ah, wow. Okay.
But he grew his own miso, he grew his own rice, like everything. So, and yeah, that was just kind of a bit inspiring to see, like an alternative way of living.
How many? And you say he lived with his family. Was it like just him and his wife, or kids, or
Yeah, it was him and his family. He had 2 kids. Yeah, and
the
They were
the only 2 kids in town because the school shut down? Got a homeschool.
yeah, no, it was a cool family. Yeah, they were chill.
Cool. Very
What
cool.
brought you? How did you decide to get into that? Like, what did you research, or like why were you like, I want to try this out?
I mean, I just had like spare time and just try different stuff out. So I did the woofing, and like another cool place I went to was the tea farm in Nara. So I stayed there for like 3 weeks last year, and just working on a kind of like a tea farm and doing what.
What was the work like? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you're out in the field,
Yeah.
helping tend to the actual matcha itself. But other than that, what did you do?
We have like those machines, like the tea cutter machines, and you hold it, and then it like cuts the grass, and you're like, and
You're
then,
trimming all the tea bushes.
yeah. So
Very
you're
cool.
cutting the leaf, collecting the leaf, and
He's good at trimming bushes.
So, is it a difficult process
I
to
am
make
good at
tea,
that.
bro? Like to make from like zero to the product, like
from seed to tea, cup of tea.
from leaf to cup, from bush to cup, yeah.
From bush to cup.
Yeah.
Tommy's a professional bush trimmer. That's how he gets his mark here in Japan. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Before you were like, I wanted to start a tea business. So that's how you have these tea parties, and that's how you got plugged into Zane. Was the interest of tea there first, or did you learn about tea because you had this desire to start the business? Which came first?
I just like tea. So I used to hang out with a friend in Melbourne, Australia, and we used to like drink tea, and I thought that was just a cool job, just like drink tea and talk shit. And I was like, yeah, maybe I can try that in Japan.
Maybe I can just keep it on.
that
over.
was my plan. Yeah.
so. This is again. I'm trying to give the people of the Kansai Collective, our fans, some really good content, because Tommy's a really interesting guy. So really, Tommy, you're pretty well off. You don't have to work. You're looking actually to travel more. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, I'm kind of planning on doing more of like a self-sustainable lifestyle. So kind of leading towards more of a minimalist kind of lifestyle. That's kind of my plan. So I'm moving to Awaji Island.
You're moving to Awaji?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
super jealous. Awaji is like where it's my dream area to live.
really?
Really? Why?
Yeah, because it's like, it's close enough to the city where you're not you're not out in the boonies. It's not like a 4-hour trip to get into the cities. And I work so much, I need to be near the cities. But it's also like if, for example, if you go down to Sakai and go on the beach in like southern Osaka, not a beach you want to really go swimming in, right? But you get like, you go to the western side of Awaji Island, all the water out there is so clean and beautiful. So it's this like pristine. So if you're not familiar, you look at the Osaka Bay, Kansai area, one of the main 4 islands of Japan is Shikoku, which is very close to us, but there's a tiny little intermediary island that connects the Osaka Bay area to Shikoku Island, and that's Awajishima, famous for onions. Yes.
Onions.
They have super delicious onions. Tamanegi, oishi tamanegi. So that's cool, man. So when do you plan on moving out to Awaji?
End of this month.
And soon.
Yes, very soon.
Yeah.
Did you know that Awaji is slated as it'll be one of the most developed areas in Japan for the next 20 years?
No, I didn't know
There's a company, a huge company called Recruit.
Persona?
Yeah. They just moved like 2,000 or 3,000 staff to Awaji Island, and they're building like a dormitory and a bunch of stuff. So all this flying car stuff we're talking about doing for the expo, they want to, like myself as well, we want to build ports on Awaji because so many people want to travel there.
Oh, yeah.
And like the only other route is a ferry or like a 2.5-hour drive through Kobe and across the bridge and a bunch of stuff. So
That's beautiful. I'll have a
Love
friend
it.
there to visit.
Awaji is dope. If you guys,
come
secret gem of the Kansai area, Awaji Island is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
But, you are financially well off as well.
I'm not financially well off, but I guess
Ballin'. He's balling, apparently.
I used to work at like a government job in Australia for many years, and then just trying to like invest that money.
There it is. That's
That
That's what I know you would get into.
Investing. Okay, so my man's
Aces
a little bit of an investor, so that's cool. So Tommy's well off. He's not like the rest of our peasants who have to create content to hopefully pay our bills. But tier, we'll figure it out. So
this
cool,
is
man.
fun.
So question: you want to live a sustainable life? You want to live out more? Is it more so a way of life that is not like a negative carbon impact, or more so a way of life that is without a lot of the material distractions that we have in our day-to-day, or both? But which is more important when you say like I guess like a off the grid type living, which checks the box for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really consider the environment too much, but I guess it's just it's more like I was gonna say spiritual, but like whatever makes me feel happy, like spending more time in nature and
Right.
Spiritual.
Love it.
not having a lot of things that makes me feel better. Just like not having too many things. So.
You got the producer clap. When
Yes, our producer Aaron, founder of Edge Wilderness, supplier of all your outdoor wilderness gear here in Japan. He was extremely excited to hear about all
the
of
spiritual living in the nature.
that. He's like, yes, gets it right. Oh, they're cool.
But also, I think you did you stayed in a temple one time, like I forget, but I know you did like some like meditation practice.
Yeah, I mean, meditation is kind of central to my life, and
Attaboy.
One of the cool experiences I had in Japan was I spent a week in a temple, like a traditional Zen temple. It was in
Kyoto?
Fukui Prefecture, so it's one of the actual very few
Oh,
places.
Eiheiji?
No, it's not Eiheiji, but it's connected to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sotoshu.
So it's we spent like the whole day meditating.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's cool just like living with the monks, like eating with the monks, sleeping with the monks, and just kind of seeing what their traditional lifestyle.
What did you get out of that? Like when you first went, you had probably intentions like this, it's gonna be like this, but how did it turn out? What was your experience like?
Well, it was really cold.
Watch your mouth. We have kids
watching
our show.
Come on,
and we're
man.
trying
That's
to make
not very
financial.
spiritual of
Alright.
you.
Yeah.
Let's censor that one out. All right. No F-bombs on this show. All right. PG-13.
Sorry. Totally. I want to come back to the What was it like with the monks? I actually saw there was a Sesame Street episode about the F word because it's so common now in
Yeah,
America
that's cool.
that they had to teach little kids on Sesame. Look it up. It's the most recent Sesame Street episode, which props to Sesame Street for still, 20 plus years.
Yeah, props to
But they
Ace
had-
is still
they-
watching Sesame Street as well. That's pretty cool.
It takes me back to a simpler
Anime,
time.
Sesame Street.
And basketball, the NBA playoffs starting soon. Check out your Philadelphia 76ers. All right, anyway, so back to Tommy. Tommy, you were sleeping with the monks. Was it a good lay?
No touching.
No
It just
touching. No touching.
well-
Just meditative orgasms.
yeah, like Reiki style.
Yeah.
You're just feeling it. You're just feeling it all over.
You know what I found funny is like
Reiki.
some
Reiki.
Buddhist priests, they eat meat. But did
yeah.
you have like
Funny.
a vegetarian?
That's funny or not? Are they typically vegetarian?
They're supposed to be. That shoji and viori.
Technically, Buddhists are not supposed to feed themselves at all.
But they don't the Buddhist priests in Japan are a bit weird. Like they can get wives.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they kind of create their own rules.
They also used to kill people a lot. The Buddhist,
Yes,
the
they used to
Buddhist
be
warrior
warriors.
monks.
Yeah.
And they're
No
making
joke.
a lot of
Exactly.
money.
Secret Japan content.
Yes,
The
that's a
Buddhist
fact.
monks run the Botakuri scams.
Yeah, you
They
guys
run
gotta
the
check
special
out our
hotels here,
Patreon.
right?
You gotta check out our Patreon to get all that exclusive
The
content.
exclusive behind the scenes, the deets. But okay, so you stayed with them.
Yeah.
Did your guy eat meat? Was he vegetarian or?
No, he said at the temple.
The sect, the what do you call it? The sect that I stayed with. I think they were a Soto Zen, and they told me that they do like these kind of like pilgrimages where they walk around like in the winter, like very little clothing, and they accept food from
Right.
from people
Local.
and
Walking the middle path.
yeah. So they said that if they received meat and
They
fish, they'll eat it. But generally, we had like a kind of a vegetarian kind of
Nice.
food there. Yeah.
Because I remember, because I studied I didn't study. I did 1 year of a theology class on Buddhism, and I found out that like Buddhism is rooted in like karma and typically desire in samsara, where you shouldn't have the desire is the root of all suffering. So to feed yourself, to nourish yourself is technically a desire. So typically, like when you see it's interesting how it's kind of been like perverted in the modern day and age. But like when you see a monk with a bowl out, we put money in it typically, but for the longest time it was food because they weren't supposed to feed themselves. They were just supposed to go into town and put a bowl out, and if they got rice or whatever, they would eat it because exactly as you said, whatever they're given to them, they're like, okay, I'll eat, but they shouldn't actively desire to seek out and nourishment of the vessel, right? So super interesting. So okay, so you were there for 1 week full for the meditation.
Yeah.
And how do you find that program? Was it like a big advertisement online, or like a friend plugged you in, or what happened?
I think I just Googled it. I was trying to look for meditation
Nice.
retreats in Japan. And this is like actually one of the very few places that actually still do those kind of like
Cool.
retreats. There was a guy who came from like Tokyo all the way down to Fukui to do Zazen.
I need to get some meditation in my brain, right?
Like his experiences in Japan are so rich, you know what I'm saying? Like out of all of my friends, he's done like the most like, experiences in Japan. Like so his experience is just way different, and he can speak really good Japanese. He's one of the people that he's one of
普通ですけど。はい。
普通ですけど。
普通ですけど. It's normal,
Shigeru
but
yo.
まだまだです。はい、すみません。
Mada this is the
Right,
best.
Moshe
If
Williamson,
you
hi.
guys want a great phrase for your Japanese here, because when Japan, if you can say like 3 things in Japanese, you will hear "Nihongo jouzu desu ne." Like your Japanese is amazing. Hit them with the "mada desu," which literally means like
Mada desu.
I'm not there. It's like an extremely humble way to respond to any type of compliment, and it looks very, very good if you're here in Japan. Mada desu. Not there yet.
Do you feel as well like you are probably getting the most rich experiences than the people around you?
I don't think so. I mean, I think there's
He's
people
not
in
even worried
Japan
about
doing
the
all
people
sorts of cool
around him.
stuff. So I don't necessarily think whatever I'm doing
Amen.
is any cooler than other people. But
I think it also, I mean,
Yeah.
just this conversation also shows that there's so much depth in the type of. I mean, Japan, unfortunately, because it's so romanticized, I feel like people are trying to put it in a little box of like this is the Japan experience, but it's not. There is no Japan experience. I mean, there's so many different things that you can kind of undertake and do here, really all connected to the different kind of interests you have. So very, very cool to get this the spiritual aspect in on the channel for this episode.
And last, I just want to touch on one more thing. My boy, because him and my friend Artur put me on to biking.
Bike gang,
I love biking in the city.
cycling gang.
You know, you just get to see so many different things that you normally can't see. But he's been cycling. He does cycling tours.
Yeah, bicycle touring is
Like how far?
Moderate distances.
Moderate distances. He's saying moderate.
I know for a fact it's going to be like, I did 300 kilometers yesterday.
It's
God.
like 2,000.
2,000. They're way more than what I said.
That is not moderate.
Moderate じゃないよ.
I mean, depending on the time frame, you know. So
What's the longest trip you've done?
I did 3 weeks in Hokkaido. So,
Didn't know that. There's a little gem.
Okay.
Pull that out.
yeah, just spent 3
Summertime?
weeks. Yeah, it was kind of like the end
Probably-
of summer.
Yeah, probably not winter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't work.
So what's interesting though, he didn't. I'm pretty sure you slept outside, right?
I slept at all sorts of places like bus sheds.
With
and
monks,
I slept
bus
in the toilet
sheds,
once because I
slept in
just
the-
couldn't be.
Whoa. Okay. Savage. So
Yeah, man, that's
I-
the biking life, bro.
I want to
It's
know.
it's the poor man life.
I want to
No man
know
life.
about the Japanese dude that goes in to take a piss on the late night, and there's just like this foreigner sleeping there on the
Yeah.
toilet with a bike, and he's like,
With
I'll
a bike,
I'll take
he
the
has
next
the
stall.
bike in the porta potty.
Yeah, luckily nobody
He's a-
pissed on me whilst I was sleeping.
Maybe I.
So, I'm glad for that.
That would be such a wonderful way to wake up. You're like, man, I just biked
thought that was a
1,000
dream.
kilometers. Yeah, exactly.
Shit, this is real life.
Those monks get crazy, man. You can't trust them.
What was the farthest that you traveled, like in Japan? On
Yeah.
bike?
From city to city, what was
Yeah.
the biggest journey?
From cities in, I mean, like one of the coolest was like in Hokkaido in the Shiretoko area, which is in the northeast where there's a lot of bears. I climbed a really big like mountain pass, and that took like a couple hours, and that was a long day.
I bet it was. You're like, I was in this bear infested part of the most mountainous
Wait,
area
you
in
did this by
Japan.
yourself too, right?
Yeah, I was on myself.
Savage.
Yeah. See what I mean? Just
What a
mad,
savage.
Cool, calm, collective, Kansai Collective.
Kansai Collected
Kansai Collected.
in his brain. That's why he's on here, right? So, okay.
But
Did
how
you
do
ever
you-
have
how
any
do
bear
you-
experiences on the trail?
No, like I didn't see any bears. So
All right, boo. Less exciting. All right. Anyway, moving on.
I stayed at the bear. I went to like I think it was called the Kumano Yu or something. It's like a really hot spring. They have like all these free hot
The
springs
bear
in
hot
Hokkaido.
Okay.
And the water there was like 45 degrees. It was like super hot, but
It's like,
it was
man, it's
dope.
almost like there's a volcano underneath of us. Something like that.
Yo, what brought you to
Yeah.
Japan in the first place?
So you want to go back to my origin story?
Yeah.
We'll cut this into the beginning.
All
of the
right,
episode.
yeah, sure. So,
No, why? I just want to
Yeah.
know, like, because
Why
again,
Japan?
he biked
All right.
all around Hokkaido. He did the Zen temple experience. He
Slept
stayed
with
in
the
a
monks.
green tea farm. There's more stuff that he's done, but I don't want to spoil everything.
All right.
Come back for episode 2 of Tommy's life in the Kansai.
So I guess like most people, like I had an interest in Japan growing up. You know, I played JRPGs, Final
Sick.
Fantasy, stuff
Sick.
like that. Anime,
Sick.
Evangelion.
Sick.
Yeah,
Nice. Love it.
And
Yeah.
then in high school, my high school offered Japanese, so I was lucky to do that. And then I had the opportunity to like do a 2-week school exchange in Osaka actually, and like
Nice.
everyone was like super nice, and I was like,
Wow.
yeah,
I
Japan's
want to
cool.
come back. Right.
Yeah, and then after that, I graduated university, got like a government job, and I had the opportunity to like take a gap year. And I worked for Interact, teaching English in Shimane Prefecture for 1 year. And that was cool, and went back to Australia. Lots of life stuff happened, and yeah,
But
I
here
decided
you are.
to quit my government job and come back here to Japan.
Loaded,
and so
ballin',
on
ready
the,
to.
on the JET program.
Oh,
so.
so you came on Jet.
I'm still on JET program.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So-
But not the normal, like,
No,
teaching
the-
at
the cool jet
teaching at
program.
a school. What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a CIR, which means Coordinator for International Relations. So like 90% of people who work on the JET program, they're ALTs, and then 10% of people, they're
Administrative?
CIRs, and they work at like city offices doing like translation work, like helping foreigners.
So you're in
It's
the
pretty
Hongo
broad.
real good if you're doing translation work.
Didn't I say that?
いや、まだまだですけど。
No, not Mada Mada. Super good.
Yeah, not a hold. Okay, cool.
One of the few people I look up to and try to emulate his Japanese.
I want to emulate your scorpion outfit, bro.
You know where to get it. HinomaruJPN.com. Yeah, we got tons of that.
You're about to finish the podcast and go battle Liu Kang in the afternoon.
I might do that right after I have some tea.
You two could do it, man. We got Liu Kang over here.
Yeah.
We got Scorpion, my right.
My boy, he's
gonna win?
repping Hinomaru too. He got the Hinomaru hoodie on,
Oh,
man.
the Hinomaru hoodie. With
Yes,
the
man.
little. May I touch the little frame? Oh yes, I'll model it. Love it. Hinomaru, your source for the traditional, modern, slow fashion of Japan.
Modern samurai.
Yo, he's always modeled for my stuff.
This is the problem with
Tommy's-
Zayn, though. You
yeah.
can't go anywhere with Zayn because it's just like if you don't want to have any attention on you, he's not the dude to hang out with. I don't know. But the fingernails aren't painted though, so that's a
Not today,
that's a step.
man.
I showed you that
Oh
video of
my
that guy on
God.
YouTube. He's all about his finger painting, and you never painted your fingers ever again.
I will paint them again. Just
gonna
haven't
do
had the
just to spite me.
time.
Just
Thank
spite
you.
me. Cool. Tommy, cool.
man.
Thank you for joining us. So I guess to close up, you've obviously shown that, as we say a lot of times, once you're here in Japan, man, the opportunities just become, limitless. There's so many different ways you can approach things. For people that are interested in coming to Japan, want to come to Kansai, what are your parting words? What would you leave some people with? Any tips, advice, or just things to think about or consider before they come here in Japan?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Perfect.
Just
Nike.
do
Just end it right there.
Just end it.
Scene cut.
Sorry. And that's it. Thank you guys for
Aaron,
checking
get
in.
us
On
get
the
it.
Kansai Collective.
Cut it.
Yeah. You got to hit. No, we need to get one of those like the next cuts anyway. But guys, thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the
Yes,
Kansai
yes,
Collective.
yes.
If you like this episode, feel free to like, subscribe, share, tell all your Japanese friends, weeby, not weeby, otaku, not otaku, whoever. Let them know about the Kansai Collective. As always, thank you to our sponsors. Tomo, we love you here at the deck, providing us
facts.
this wonderful studio to make some magic happen. Our producer, Aaron, Edge Wilderness, Zane with the
Yes.
Hinomato, and Drone Next
Bow, bow,
Kabushi
bow.
Gaisha here in the Kansai. We will see you guys next time.
Peace.
Rising sun, we gon' show you how it's done. Kansai Collective, west side of Japan.